Women don't fall for men who give everything away too soon. There's a reason the guy who spills his heart out on the first date gets ghosted, while the one who holds back just enough lingers in her thoughts. It's not about playing games. It's about understanding how attraction works on a deeper level. When a man is too available, too transparent, too eager to please, he becomes predictable. And predictability is the death of desire. What excites her isn't just who you are, but the space between what she knows and what she wants to know. That gap is where fascination grows. Think about the books, movies, and songs that stick with you. They don't reveal everything up front. They tease, hint, and let your mind fill in the blanks. The same principle applies to attraction. When you don't immediately explain your moods, your past, or your feelings, she starts piecing you together herself. That mental effort. That's investment. And the more she invests, the more she feels connected to you, even if she can't explain why. Mystery isn't about being secretive. It's about pacing. Let her discover you layer by layer, not all at once. Most men make the mistake of thinking vulnerability means confessing everything early, but true vulnerability is earned, not given away. If you pour out your soul before she's shown she can, hold it, she won't value it, she just feel the weight of it. Instead, let her earn your openness, let her curiosity build. The slower the reveal, the deeper the hook. Women don't fall for the man who hands them the entire script on day one. They fall for the one who makes them want to keep turning the page. This isn't manipulation, it's psychology. The human mind craves resolution, and when something or someone feels just out of reach, we chase harder. The man who understands this doesn't hide himself. He simply knows that what's withheld has more power than what's given freely. And that's the man she can't forget. Emotional tension isn't just a tool, it's the invisible force that separates the men she forgets from the ones she can't stop thinking about. Most guys believe consistency is the key to winning her over, but the truth is, attraction thrives on contrast. When you're warm one moment and distant the next, when your attention feels like a reward rather than a given, she doesn't just notice you, she feels you in her bones. This isn't about being hot and cold for the sake of messing with her head. It's about creating a rhythm that keeps her emotionally engaged. If she always knows exactly how you feel, where you stand, or what you'll do next, the spark dies. But when there's just enough uncertainty, her mind races to fill in the gaps, and that's where real obsession begins. The mistake men make is assuming women want peace right away. They don't. What they truly crave is the thrill of the chase, the emotional roller coaster that makes them feel alive. Think about the stories that grip us. They're never about smooth sailing. They're about conflict, tension, and the struggle to earn something meaningful. Your attention should be no different. If you're always available, always agreeable, always predictable, you become background noise. But when she has to work for your approval, when she can't take your interest for granted, that's when she starts to value it. This isn't about withholding affection. It's about making sure she's invested enough to deserve it. The magic happens in the push and pull. Lean in just enough to show you're interested, then pull back to let her wonder. Let her feel the absence of your attention so she learns to appreciate its presence. Women don't bond to men who give them everything, they bond to men who make them feel something. And the strongest emotion isn't comfort. It's the addictive mix of curiosity and longing that comes from not quite knowing where she stands. That's the drug she keeps coming back for. A woman's respect isn't given, it's earned through your ability to hold your frame when tested. Most men crumble under the slightest pressure, rushing to explain themselves or seeking her approval at the first sign of tension. But the man who remains unshaken in the face of emotional storms communicates something far more powerful than words ever could. He shows her, through quiet confidence, that his sense of self isn't dependent on her. Validation. This isn't about being cold or indifferent. It's about having an inner foundation so solid that her moods, tests, or tantrums can't knock you off center. That kind of unshakable presence triggers something primal in a woman's psychology. She may complain about your detachment in the moment, but secretly, it's what draws her in deeper. Women test men not to be cruel, but to find their boundaries. When you react to every emotional provocation, when you let her dictate the terms of engagement, you surrender your masculine energy. But when you stay calm while she's emotional, when you refuse to be drawn into unnecessary drama, you demonstrate leadership. This creates a powerful paradox. The less you chase her approval, the more she seeks yours. Your emotional restraint isn't repression, it's the ultimate display of strength. It tells her, without saying a word, that you're the one in control of the relationship's emotional climate. The strongest masculine energy isn't loud or aggressive, it's composed. It's the ability to remain centered while those around you lose their footing. When she sees that her attempts to rattle you don't work, when she realizes you won't be manipulated by moods or guilt trips, something shifts. She starts to see you as the rock in her storm. And that's when real attraction transforms into something deeper, respect. Because while any man can give her attention, only a truly grounded man can give her the security of his unshakable presence. The most powerful messages are often delivered without words. When she crosses a line or disrespects your boundaries, walking away without explanation speaks volumes more than any heated argument ever could. Silence isn't empty, it's heavy with meaning. It forces her to sit with the consequences of her actions, to reflect on what she might lose. Most men make the mistake of over-explaining, pleading their case as if her approval is the ultimate judge of their worth. But the man who knows his value doesn't negotiate for respect, he demonstrates it through action. A single strategic withdrawal can recalibrate the entire dynamic, making her realize your attention isn't a given, but a privilege she has to earn. This isn't about punishment, it's about psychology. Humans instinctively value what they risk losing. When you're always available, always responsive, you train her to take you for granted. But when you occasionally disappear, not out of spite, but because you have a life that demands your focus, she's reminded of your worth. Those pauses in communication, those moments where she wonders where you are, what you're thinking, aren't voids. They're spaces where her imagination works overtime. She starts filling the silence with questions, replaying your last interactions, questioning whether she did something wrong. That mental engagement. That's where real investment happens. The key is balance. Total silence becomes indifference. Strategic silence becomes magnetic. It's the difference between ghosting and leaving just enough mystery to keep her intrigued. When you master this dance, giving enough to show interest, then pulling back to let her come to you, you create a rhythm she can't help but move to. Because the man who controls the silence controls the narrative, and the narrative she remembers isn't the one where you begged for her attention. It's the one where she realized she couldn't afford to lose yours. The deepest connections aren't built through instant gratification, but through gradual revelation. Most men make the mistake of laying all their cards on the table too soon, thinking transparency will fast-track intimacy. But true emotional bonding follows the same principle as storytelling. The slow burn is always more compelling than the rushed climax. When a woman has to piece together who you are through shared experiences rather than confessional monologues, each discovery feels like a victory. This measured approach doesn't just maintain her interest, it transforms her into an active participant in the relationship's unfolding narrative. The man who understands this doesn't hide his truth. He lets it emerge naturally. In moments she earns through patience and genuine connection. There's an art to this gradual unveiling. It's not about playing hard to get, it's about being worth the effort to know. When you share fragments of your past, your passions, or your vulnerabilities at just the right pace, you create something rare in modern dating: anticipation. She starts looking forward to those late-night conversations where you reveal another layer. She treasures the quiet moments when you let your guard down unexpectedly. This careful rationing of emotional intimacy isn't manipulation, it's the cultivation of genuine appreciation. Like a collector valuing each new addition to their trove, she cherishes each piece of you more because she had to wait for it. The magic happens in the space between revelation and mystery. Too much too soon overwhelms. Too little frustrates. But when you strike that perfect balance, when she feels she's constantly discovering new depths to you, she doesn't just like you, she becomes fascinated by you. And fascination is the soil where real love grows. This is how you transform from another option in her dating pool into someone irreplaceable, not by giving her everything at once, but by always leaving her wanting just one more chapter of your story.